Dream team for Super Rugby round 2. There's a fair few teams not represented here. Some of the results weren't all that good for some teams, although some were rather pleasing. So I'll go through these players, some of the key reasons why I picked them, and you guys can let me know your thoughts, who else you would have had, all that good stuff when I'm done. I will start with the big boys up front. I've gone with one of the Reds. I've gone with Fiao Fotuaika. He got a try on his debut. He scrummed pretty well. That red scrum was very strong without him last season, and it doesn't seem to have taken any steps back with him playing. For a guy on his debut, I thought he put in a pretty good effort. 3 meters from 3 runs is the ultimate prop running stats. He had 1 defender beaten, 1 pass, made 7 out of 9 tackles, 2 penalties conceded. Not too bad, but not great. But key point is he scored that try. Helped the Reds in a respectable effort down in Dunedin, so started off pretty well, I thought. Next, from the Sharks, and I always forget how the proper way to say this surname, Connie Oosthausen, Hazen. Which way's correct? Correct me, I know one of them's right, one of them's wrong, or perhaps both are wrong. This guy, it's so good to have him back fit. He missed all last year, injured, and he's one of my favourite props. When I used to play rugby fantasy back in the days and he was playing for the Cheetahs, that guy used to score amazing points, and ever since then I've had a real soft spot for him. 5 runs, 6 meters, again, prop stats. He had 2 defenders beaten, 2 passes, 2 offloads, 8 out of 9 tackles, and even managed to secure a turnover. So this is a guy who's apparently back in pretty good form after not playing Super Rugby at all last year, so just a happy man to have him back. Next, from the Brumbies, I go with Folau Fainga. Another guy who has come a long way in a year, which is a pretty short time. Like last year, he was deputy to Josh Manray, and it was kind of like Folau who? But no, he's been capped by the Wallabies since then. It's been a pretty meteoric rise. 5 runs, 9 meters, 1 clean break, and scored a try in that big shift from the Brumbies. 6 passes, including 2 offloads, so he's got the hands. 4 from 4 tackles, 1 turnover, and the line-out for the Brumbies was operating at an acceptable 81%, which is fine. You don't want to get much lower, but yeah, not too bad. No complaints there, really. Next, and from the Crusaders in the second row, I've gone with Scott Barrett. And that guy looks to be in fine form this season. We're only 2 weeks in, but he's looking very good. 2 tries, which is a key thing. 10 runs, 23 meters. Very good effort for a guy in his position. A defender beaten, 6 passes, 4 from 4 tackles, and also managed a line-out steal. So with Sam Whitelock not being ready to play, or still getting rested, Scott Barrett is filling those big All Blacks shoes pretty handily. Next, and I've gone with another Red, I've gone with Isaac Rodder. It's a pretty emotional story, I guess, about him. Apparently his father passed away recently, just before the game, a few days before, and you could tell Samu Karevi was pretty cut up about it as well. But the guy still put in a massive shift, I guess, in memory of his dad. Even if they didn't get the result, he still put in a very good effort because he had a try, 8 runs, 20 meters, a clean break, which led to that try. 1 pass, 1 offload, 12 out of 13 tackles, and also managed the line-out steal. He's coming along really nicely as Isaac Rodder. He's still pretty young, and I'm hoping if he adds a bit more, I suppose, physicality, because there's not one defender beaten in those kind of 8 runs. It's not really something he does that much, but if he could add a bit of that with some of that bulk, he would be doing very well. Next, and a guy who does love beating defenders, I've gone with Shannon Frizzell. He's also been very sharp this season. Again, we're only 2 weeks in, but he's looking to proper business. And to be fair, I was a wee bit skeptical when the All Blacks chose him for selection last year, because I know he's eligible for multiple places, including Wales, and I thought they're just trying to keep him out of the hands of the Welsh. But on this form, I'd be picking him for my All Blacks team. 2 tries, 8 runs for 30 meters, beat 5 defenders, had 2 clean breaks, 6 passes, an offload, 11 from 11 tackles, and 2 turnovers. The guy just did absolutely everything. in that performance on the weekend. Next, I've gone for another Crusader, Fetu Douglas. In the absence of Kieran Reid, this guy's still putting up some pretty good numbers. 14 runs for 13 metres is nothing that flash, but 1 defender beaten, 6 passes, 2 offloads, a try assist, and tackling machine, 16 out of 17 tackles. Yeah. That's the thing about the Crusaders. Even their second choice number 8 is most teams' first choice number 8. It's very good to have him back in Super Rugby. Yeah, wish he played for the Blues. But we got Akiri on, he's pretty good. He didn't make the team this week though, because Quokka Smith is my final loose forward. Remember, I'm just picking loose forwards generally. All the positions are very general rather than specific positions by the number. Quokka Smith, 1 try, 14 runs for 35 metres. Thing about that guy, what he lacks for size, he makes up for in athleticism, and he always manages to get over the gain line and adds a bit more toe than a lot of guys in his position have. He had a clean break, a defender beaten, a pass, 10 out of 11 tackles, and managed 2 turnovers. The only kind of downer on his game is that he conceded 3 turnovers, I suppose, is a problem, but given his other numbers, I'm kind of still happy to put him in that lineup. Moving on to the backs, and I've got another red. They did lose, but I've picked a lot of reds for some reason. Maybe they were just surprisingly good. But he had a try assist, 6 runs, 34 metres, 2 defenders beaten, a clean break. He's kind of, it's a weird choice. Like I would have thought James Tuttle would be the guy for the Reds, but that guy seems totally on the outer. And Sorovi doesn't seem to fit with like Brad's, you've got to be able to tackle with your shoulder and put someone on his backside kind of philosophy. Like Sorovi is the ultimate, from what I've seen of him, attacking number 9. He's zippy and, yeah, 4 out of 7 tackles doesn't show me a Brad Thorne number 9. But if he can add some attacking spark to that Reds backline, I'm happy, because it was a bit lackluster last year. If he can get it cranking, then so be it. Then we'll have the best of both. Number 10, I go with Richie Moonga. 2 tries. The guy just scores tries, more than most number 10s, apart from maybe Bowden Barrett. But 2 tries, 9 runs, 45 metres. The guy has got some gas. 5 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, 12 passes. So it's interesting that he had 9 runs and 12 passes. So he is that properly balanced number 10. You're not quite sure as a defender what he's going to do. 2 from 2 tackles, and his goal kicking was at 67%, which is perhaps the one downer. But other than that, still very, very solid. Into the midfield, would you believe it, I've got another red in Jordan Pataya. He had 10 runs for 103 metres. Now, when I talk about gas, this guy's got proper gas. He is lightning quick. 7 defenders beaten. And the Highlanders are a pretty good defensive unit. 2 clean breaks, 8 passes. What does that say? Oh, 2 offloads. Sorry, my handwriting. I thought it said 20L. I'm not sure what that means. 2 offloads. But again, 6 from 9 tackles is not a classic what you think Brad Thorne player. He's not that big a guy for the midfield, but he is fast. So we'll see if he's able to get some of that defensive bite about his game as well. He's certainly only 18, and he's got a lot of growth left in that body of his. Next, I'll go Matias Orlando from the Jaguares. He scored a try that he really had no rights to score. If you've seen the highlights of this one, he like made a break and he had guys on him and guys covering, and they kind of stayed with him. Kind of, he was looking around for where he was going to pass to. Is he going to kick it? Is he going to pass it? And he just kept running, and nobody really put a proper hand on him. He just scored a try. So no way he should have been able to do that, but he still did it. Good decision making, man. If you're not going to tackle me, I'm not going to pass it. 8 runs for 93 metres, 2 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, 2 passes, 9 from 10 tackles, also 2 turnovers, which is very nice. Again, kind of detrimental, 4 turnovers conceded, but the weather was so wet that everybody had poor hands in that game, so I kind of won't hold that too much against them. Outside backs, I've gone with Vanden Hever from the Sunwolves. He scored 2 tries in a pretty impressive performance where they were unlucky to lose. 140 run meters from 10 runs, very good numbers. He had one real shocker for the Sunwolves last year, and I hadn't really forgiven him for it, but I think after this performance, he's back in the good books. 3 clean breaks, 3 passes, 1 offload, 7 out of 8 tackles, and a turnover. So yeah, he was putting in a proper good effort. Next, I go with Israel Folau. 2 tries. I almost had him in my team last week, but his hands kind of let him down. 2 tries, 14 runs for 94 meters, 7 defenders beaten, 4 clean breaks. This guy, he's that X factor the Waratahs need in the absence of Naiyaravoro. 8 passes, 5 offloads. So he's always a man to get the ball away and create space for people. 3 from 3 tackles. And lastly, I've gone with Banks from the Brumbies. I know I got 2 fullbacks there, but hey, it's just outside backs. I had to have another Brumby in here, man. I left out Kurandrani. That was pretty harsh. 1 try, 7 runs for 80 meters, 6 defenders beaten, which is more than what most of the players got this week. 3 clean breaks, 2 passes, made 1 from 1 tackle, so he's at 100% tackling. But the guy is just lightning sharp. Yeah, he hit that. He made Sean Stevenson look pretty silly for that try. Just a little jink, and he had him bamboozled. So, proper good shift. I got no Stormers, despite the fact that they won. I got none of my Blues. There's other teams missing from here as well. But no Hurricanes. Yep, got 4 Reds. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is ridiculous, seeing as they lost. But hey, this is my team. You guys let me know your thoughts. Who did you think played well? Who did you think played poorly? Who else would you have had in the team? And yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.